Oh, you feel it, don't you? That weight, that endless burden on your shoulders, the exhaustion, the fatigue, the feeling like no matter how much you do, it's never enough. You've been running in circles, pushing yourself to the limit, trying to keep it together, trying to be strong, trying to smile, even when you're on the verge of breaking. And what do you get for it? Silence, empty praise, maybe even a little guilt trip for not being good enough, for not doing enough. It's almost like the world expects you to be a machine, to keep going, keep grinding, keep giving without ever asking for a break. You ever wonder how far you can push yourself before the cracks start showing, before you get to that point where everything just feels too much? Like you're juggling flaming knives while riding a unicycle on a tightrope, and at any moment you could fall. But you don't fall, do you? You keep going, keep spinning, keep balancing, because that's what you've been told to do. You're told to keep going, to keep striving, to keep performing like some perfect machine. No one tells you that machines break too. But here's the thing, and I know it's going to hurt some of you. It's okay to admit you're tired. It's okay to recognize that you've hit your limit. You're not a superhero. You're not a god. You're a person, a living, breathing, fragile human being. And every single one of you has a limit, even if you pretend you don't. We live in a world that tells you to keep going, to keep pushing, to keep running at full speed, like a rat on a wheel, hoping that one day it'll all be worth it. But when is it ever enough? When do you get the chance to stop and breathe without feeling like the world is falling apart because you dared to take a break? You're not allowed to be tired, not in the way people expect you to be. They want you to be unbreakable, to be the person who's always on, who never slows down, who never shows signs of weakness. But what happens when you do? What happens when you admit to yourself, and God forbid to others, that you've had enough? What happens is that little voice inside your head starts telling you that you're failing, that you're not good enough, that you're just being lazy or weak or selfish for daring to put yourself first, for daring to say, I need a break. Funny how that works, right? The world doesn't even care that you're tired. They just want more from you. They want you to give until there's nothing left, until you're running on fumes, until you're exhausted down to your very soul. But here's a little secret. The world doesn't owe you anything. You owe yourself the recognition of your limits. And the minute you stop acknowledging that, the minute you stop giving yourself permission to rest, you've already lost. You start to believe the lies that the world tells you, that being tired means you're not strong enough. You start to resent yourself for not being able to keep up with the demands, for not being able to hold it all together. You become so obsessed with the idea of constantly moving forward, constantly achieving, constantly winning, that you forget what it means to actually live, to breathe, to just be. You know what happens when you don't acknowledge your limits? You burn out. You self-destruct. You start breaking down from the inside, but you keep pushing. You keep pretending because somehow, somewhere, you convinced yourself that if you stop, the world will come crashing down. But let me tell you this. When you push yourself past your limits, you don't just burn out. You start burning others too. Because you'll be so lost in your own need to prove something, to keep up with the expectation of being perfect, that you won't even realize that you're taking everyone else down with you. You won't see it at first. It'll be subtle. You'll get a little snappier, a little more irritable, a little more withdrawn. You'll stop caring about the things that matter, and you'll start getting lost in your own mind. But you'll keep going, you'll keep pretending, and everyone around you will think you're fine. They'll see you doing it, and they'll tell you how amazing you are for being so strong, for doing it all. But in reality, you'll be crumbling beneath the surface, desperately trying to keep it together, desperately holding on to that image of perfection. You're not perfect, you never were, but it's not your fault. No one tells you that it's okay to rest. They don't teach you that it's okay to stop, that you don't need to carry the weight of the world on your shoulders, that you can let go just for a moment, just long enough to breathe without feeling guilty about it. So what do? You keep going. You keep pretending. You keep wearing that mask, that smile, and you keep on acting like everything's fine, like nothing's wrong, because it's easier, isn't it? It's easier to ignore the truth. It's easier to keep pretending you're fine when you're not. But that's not living, that's surviving. And eventually, surviving isn't enough anymore. Eventually, the cracks in your armor will get too big to hide, and you'll have to face it. You'll have to face the truth that you were never meant to do this alone. That it's okay to ask for help. That it's okay to say, I'm tired. You know what the problem is? People think they've got you all figured out. They see you juggling all these things, work, life, obligations, and they think, wow, this person is a superhero. And they start treating you like one. They start piling things on your plate like you've got infinite space, infinite energy, infinite patience. But here's the dirty little secret no one talks about. There is no such thing as infinite. You run unlimited resources, and every single person who keeps expecting you to give more, do more, without any regard for what you're going through, they're blind to the fact that eventually that tank's gonna hit empty, and when it does, oh, it's not pretty. You think you can keep this up? Just keep smiling, keep doing, keep pushing? Keep acting like you're invincible? Well, guess what? And there's no shame in admitting that, no matter what the world tries to tell you. But here's what they won't tell you. You don't have to carry everything. You don't have to fix everyone's problems, make everything perfect, or play the role they expect you to play. That's all on them. It's not your responsibility to be their rock, their therapist, their everything. You think you can keep this act going? You're fooling yourself, because the truth is, you're not invincible. You're just one person, and that person is tired. You're running on fumes, but no one seems to notice. They just see the facade that says, I've got this. I can handle it. I can take on more, but inside, behind that mask, it's a different story. Your body's screaming for rest. Your mind's begging for relief, but you just keep pushing forward because that's what the world expects from you. They don't understand that sometimes it's okay to stop. Sometimes it's okay to say, I can't do this today. And when you do, what happens? People judge you. They look at you like you're weak, like you've failed, like you've let them down. But here's the kicker. They're the ones failing you, not the other way around. Because they've set this impossible standard, and they keep piling on more, and they don't even see it. They don't see the toll it's taking on you. The way you're falling apart a little bit more each day, piece by piece. They just see a machine doing its job. They see you producing, performing, achieving. And when you finally break, when you finally hit that wall and you just can't keep it up anymore, they won't be there to pick you up. They'll move on to the next person, the next task, and leave you in the dust. They'll act like it was all on you to keep going, like it was all on you to make it happen. And where does that leave you? Burnt out, empty, with nothing left to give. But here's the thing, they can't take from you unless you let them. They can't drain you unless you allow them to. And the real problem here isn't that they're demanding too much from you, it's that you're letting them. You're letting them treat you like a machine. You're letting them believe that you can just keep going forever. But what happens when you stop? What happens when you tell them, I need a break? What happens when you finally put your foot down and say, enough? They'll panic. They won't know what to do with themselves. They'll try to guilt trip you into coming back, into picking up where you left off. They'll act like you've betrayed them, like you've done something wrong, but they won't understand that you're doing it for yourself, that you're saving what little of yourself is left before they completely drain you dry. You can't be everything to everyone. You're not a superhero, no matter how much they try to make you one. You're not made of steel. You're made of flesh and blood, and your limits are real. So why do we keep pretending? Why do we keep running this race, going through the motions, acting like it's all okay, when deep down we know it's not? We let society dictate our worth, let them tell us that we should be doing more, that we should be achieving more, producing more. And we listen. We listen because we want to feel valuable. We want to feel important. But here's the bitter truth. Your value isn't defined by what you can give. It's not defined by what you can do for others. It's not defined by how much you can juggle before you drop the ball. You're valuable because you exist, because you breathe, because you have a life of your own. So why are we so afraid to say no when people ask too much from us? Why are we so afraid to admit that we need time to heal, to rest, to just be? Maybe because we've been taught that we're supposed to be everything for everyone. But you can't be. It's impossible. The sooner you accept that, the sooner you can start taking care of yourself. You're tired for a reason. Your body is trying to tell you something, but you're too busy trying to keep up to listen. Well, it's time to start listening, and it's time to stop pretending. You ever feel like you're just a pawn in someone else's game? That everyone around you expects something, always wants something, and the more you give, the more they take? You run yourself ragged, trying to be everything to everyone, and what do you get in return? The illusion of gratitude, the facade of appreciation. But let's be honest here, no one actually cares about your well-being. They only care about what you can do for them. They only care about what you can give them. You start feeling like a walking ATM. People come up, ask for their withdrawal, and you hand it over. You've got a little bit left in the tank, so you keep going, thinking you're doing the right thing. You're helping. You're making a difference, but what happens when you run out of cash? What happens when you have nothing left to give? They don't stick around, do they? No, they go looking for someone else, someone with a full tank. And you? Well, you're left standing there, empty, drained, wondering how the hell you got here. It's not even about being appreciated at this point. It's about survival, about trying to hold it together while everyone else has their hand out, demanding, expecting, draining. You think you're doing the right thing by giving it all? You're not. You're setting yourself up for failure, for a breakdown, for complete and utter destruction. The more you give, the more they take, and the more you lose yourself in the process. And the worst part, they don't even know it. They don't even care. They just move on to the next person who will feed them, give them what they want, solve their problems. Meanwhile, you're left there gasping for air, trying to figure out how you're going to fix yourself when no one's around to fix you. This is the game you're playing. You're part of this sick cycle of give and take, and no one's ever told you that you're allowed to stop. No one's ever told you that it's okay to say enough. You're not a machine, you're not an endless well, and yet that's what they expect you to be. Keep giving, keep helping, keep solving. But you know what happens when you give too much? You burn out. You become a shell of yourself, just going through the motions, trying to keep up the act. And the world just keeps taking. It doesn't stop. It doesn't pause. It doesn't care. The expectations keep coming. The demands keep coming. And you, well, you're left wondering where you went wrong. When did you become so expendable? When did you become just a source for someone else's needs? It's not your fault, you know. It's not your fault that you've spent all this time playing the role of the rescuer, the helper, the fixer. It's not your fault that you've let yourself become a tool in everyone else's lives, but it's your responsibility to fix it. It's your responsibility to take a step back, to see it for what it is, and to break the cycle. Because guess what? They're never going to stop asking. They're never going to stop demanding. And if you don't learn to say no, to set boundaries, to protect yourself, you'll be trapped in this endless loop of exhaustion and resentment. They'll take everything, and when they've drained you dry, they'll move on to the next person. It's a brutal game, a cold game, but you don't have to play it. You don't have to be everyone's punching bag. You don't have to be the person everyone calls when they need something, when they're too weak or too lazy to handle their own problems. Because when the tables turn, when it's your turn to ask for help, where will they be? Too busy, right? Too busy with their own lives, their own problems, their own demand. They'll say, I can't right now, I've got my own things going on. But when you were the one giving, when you were the one doing, you never got that kind of excuse, did you? You never got the luxury of putting your needs first. And that's the problem. You've been running this race for too long, trying to be everything to everyone, but no one is running it with you. You're running it alone, and you're running yourself into the ground. It's a dirty game, isn't it? The moment you stop playing, the moment you stop giving, they'll turn on you. They'll act like you've betrayed them. They'll say you've abandoned them, but all you've done is take a step back and stop playing the fool. And here's the thing you've got to realize. You're not the problem. You're not the one who's messed up. You're not the one who's failing. You're just the one who's been fooled into thinking that you had to keep giving, that you had to keep sacrificing for everyone else while you withered away. That's the real problem. The moment you stop playing their game, stop being the one everyone runs to, you start taking back control. You stop being their puppet. You stop being their ATM. You stop being their rescue mission. And you know what happens then? But it's not easy. It's not a simple switch you can just flip. It's hard. Because you've been conditioned to give, to be there, to be everything for everyone. But deep down, you know the truth. If you don't take care of yourself first, if you don't set those boundaries, you're never going to be able to give anything that's real. You'll just be giving empty, tired, broken pieces of yourself until there's nothing left. So stop. Stop giving. Stop being the fixer. Stop being the one everyone depends on. Start being the one who takes care of you. You know what they say about the world? It's a giant stage, right? A stage where everyone's got their roles, their scripts, their costumes, and they're all expected to perform. They show up, put on their masks, and act out their parts. They play their role. They're the good guy, they're the hero, and you, they just care about what you can give them. They care about what you can do for them. They care about what they can take from you. You think you're just helping? You think you're doing something noble? You're not. You're playing into their hands. You're part of the system. In that system, it's designed to drain you, to take and take and take. And the worst part, it's not even obvious. No, it's all wrapped up in the shiny paper of do the right thing, be a good person, take care of others first. They don't tell you what happens when you're drained. They don't tell you what happens when you've given everything, what happens when you've spent yourself trying to be everything for everyone, trying to fulfill all their expectations, and you finally run out of gas. They leave you. They walk away. They find someone else because they've never cared about you. Not really. They just wanted their needs met. They just wanted what you could offer. You thought that being a hero would make you something special, right? You thought that if you gave everything you had, if you poured yourself into everyone else, that you'd get something in return. Maybe appreciation, maybe love, maybe respect. But all you got was more demands, more expectations, more need. And now, when you got nothing left, when you're sitting there, drained, empty, wondering how the hell you got here, they're gone. They've moved on, they've found someone else to take up the slack, and you're left behind. Left with the mess of what you've become. But here's the thing, they don't care about your exhaustion. They don't care about your sacrifices. They don't care that you're falling apart inside. No, they only care about what you can give. And they'll move on as soon as you've given all you have. So why do we keep doing it? Why do we keep running ourselves ragged, trying to fulfill their expectations, trying to be what they want us to be? Maybe because somewhere deep down, we think we're supposed to. We think that we're supposed to put everyone else first, that we're supposed to be the savior, the fixer, the one who holds it all together. But that's a lie. It's a lie that's been sold to you by the very people who are using you. You're not supposed to be everyone's solution. You're not supposed to fix their problems. You're not supposed to sacrifice yourself until there's nothing left, because here's the truth. You can't save anyone if you're drowning yourself. You can't fix anyone else if you've broken yourself in the process. But that's the game they want you to play. They want you to keep giving, keep performing, keep showing up, and when you break, when you finally hit the wall, they won't even notice. They won't care. They'll find someone else. They'll find the next person who's willing to give, to sacrifice, to pour themselves out. It's a cycle, a sick, twisted cycle, and you're stuck in it. But here's the thing. You don't have to be stuck. You don't have to keep playing this game. You don't have to keep being the one everyone turns to, the one everyone relies on. You can say no. You can say, I need a break. You can say, I can't do this anymore. And guess what? They won't like it. They'll look at you like you've just slapped them in the face. They'll guilt trip you, make you feel like you're the problem, but you're not. You're not the problem. The problem is them. The problem is them. The problem is that they've learned to take without ever giving back. The problem is that they've learned to expect you to be their everything without ever considering that you might need something too. But guess what? You matter. Your needs matter. Your well-being matters, and it's time to stop putting everyone else ahead of yourself. It's time to stop playing the hero in their story while your own life falls apart. You've been playing this part long enough. You've been the fixer, the savior, the one everyone turns to. But you've also been the one left behind, the one who's been drained, the one who's given everything until there's nothing left. You deserve more than that. You deserve to take care of yourself, to put yourself first for once. But it's hard, right? It's hard to break the cycle. It's hard to stop being the one who always gives, always sacrifices, always shows up. It's hard to stop when everyone expects you to keep going. But here's the thing. When you finally stop, when you finally take care of yourself, when you finally say, I'm done, that's when you start healing. That's when you start rebuilding. Because you've been playing a role that wasn't yours. You've been pretending to be something you're not. And when you stop pretending, when you start being real with yourself, that's when the magic happens. So stop. Stop giving. Stop being the one who solves everyone's problems. Stop being the one who carries the weight of the world on their shoulders. Because guess what? The world doesn't care about you. It doesn't care about your sacrifices. It doesn't care about your pain. But you know what you can do? You can start caring about yourself. You can start taking care of yourself because you matter more than anyone else's expectation. And when you start doing that, when you start saying no, when you start putting yourself first, that's when you'll start seeing the change. Oh, life. It's a funny thing, isn't it? You wake up, stretch your arms, and think, here we go again, because, let's face it, you've been living the same damn day over and over. You've been stuck in the grind, trying to keep up with expectations, keeping your head above water and hoping, just hoping that something different will happen. But let's get real. Nothing changes. The same faces, the same voices, the same demands. Everyone wants something from you, don't they? Everyone needs you for something. But when was the last time you needed someone? When was the last time someone stepped up to your plate? Don't get me wrong, you're a good person. You do what you can for others. You give, you sacrifice, you bend over backward to make sure everyone else's needs are met. You think that's what makes you valuable. You think that's what makes you worthy of love, worthy of respect, worthy of attention. But spoiler alert, it doesn't. You're just a tool in their little game. You're a band-aid to their wounds, a quick fix to their problems. And when you've given all you have, when you've used up every last ounce of energy trying to meet their needs, trying to keep them happy, what do you get in return? Nothing. Maybe a thank you, if you're lucky. Maybe you're so great when they need something else from you. But that's it. And do you know why that happens? Because they're not looking for a partner. They're looking for a slave. They don't care about you. They care about what you can do for them. And you've been so wrapped up in trying to be the hero, trying to be the savior, trying to be everything to everyone. Oh, you can try. You can keep pretending that you're okay, that you've got it all together, that you can handle everything life throws at you. But eventually, that act wears thin. Eventually, you hit a wall. And when you hit that wall, when you've given everything you've got, and you're still asked for more, you realize just how alone you are. Because when it's your turn to ask for help, when it's your turn to need someone, where are they? Oh, they're gone. They've moved on to the next person who's willing to give, who's willing to sacrifice, who's willing to play the game. And there you are, left behind, wondering why you didn't matter. It's a cruel joke, isn't it? The moment you stop giving, the moment you stop playing their game, you become disposable. They've used you up and they'll toss you aside without a second thought. But here's the real kicker. They know exactly what they're doing. They know exactly how much they can take. And they know you'll keep giving, keep bending, keep sacrificing, because that's what they expect. That's what they've trained you to do. They've trained you to believe that your worth comes from what you can do for them. But you know what? You're worth so much more than that. You're worth more than the role they've put you in. You're worth more than the endless demands, the constant takers, the people who only come around when they need something. You're not a utility, you're not a tool, you're not a machine that can be turned on and off whenever they feel like it, but they've made you think that. They've made you think that you don't deserve anything in return, that you don't need anything, that you're fine with just giving and giving and giving until there's nothing left. Well, guess what? You are allowed to stop. You are allowed to take care of yourself. You are allowed to put yourself first. But it's hard, isn't it? It's hard to break free from the role you've played for so long. It's hard to stop being the fixer, the giver, the one who everyone turns to. But here's the thing. You don't have to keep doing it. You don't have to keep pretending you've got it all together. Pretending you're okay when you're falling apart on the inside. It's not your job to be everyone's savior. It's not your job to sacrifice yourself for others. And when you stop giving, when you stop bending over backward, they'll get mad. They'll call you selfish. They'll tell you you've changed. They'll make you feel guilty for not doing what they expect of you. But that's the game, isn't it? The moment you stop playing, the moment you stop being the one who does everything, the moment you start taking care of yourself, they'll lash out. They'll try to make you feel like you're the problem. They'll try to convince you that you're wrong for not being there for them. But that's their manipulation. That's their way of keeping you under their thumb. Because the truth is, they never cared about you. They only cared about what you could give them. And you know what? They can't have it anymore. Not unless you choose to give it. And that's the real power, isn't it? The power to say no. The power to stop being the one who always fixes, always helps, always sacrifices. The power to take care of yourself first. You don't have to play the fool anymore. You don't have to keep giving until you're empty. You don't have to keep being everyone's hero. You can choose to walk away. You can choose to take a break. You can choose to stop playing the game. Because when you stop, when you take care of yourself, when you put yourself first, that's when you find out who really cares. That's when you find out who's really there for you. And the rest, they can keep playing their little game. You're done with it. You know, there's a kind of irony in all of this, isn't there? People always talk about how you're supposed to help others, how you're supposed to put yourself second, third, hell, even fourth if you have to. They say it's selfless, it's noble. But what happens when you're so busy putting everyone else before yourself that you lose yourself in the process? What happens when you've given everything, stretched yourself thinner than the paper in your wallet, and nobody notices? They don't care. You know why? Because people never really care about the you that's left after you've given them all of you. No, they care about what you can do for them. They care about your time, your energy, your ideas, your heart, your soul, until it's spent. Then, they're off to the next hero that's willing to sacrifice everything. But that's not the kicker, no. The kicker is that you think you have to keep doing it. You think you have to keep giving and giving and giving until you're so worn out that you don't even know what your own face looks like anymore. You've got this twisted idea that to be worthy of love, you have to be constantly giving. That's the trap. the trap that society set for you, the trap they set for all of us, that if you're not bending, stretching, breaking for others, then you're a failure, that if you don't sacrifice everything, you're not worthy of love, of respect, of recognition. So you bend, you stretch, you break, and you do it willingly. Why? Because you want to be needed. You want to be important. You want to be the one people turn to when their world's falling apart. You want to be the one who fixes everything. You want to be the one who makes everyone smile, makes them feel like everything's okay again. But let's be real here, shall we? What happens when you can't? What happens when your own world falls apart and there's no one there to pick you up? What happens when the people who've been taking from you, using you, expecting you to always be the one who saves the day, suddenly decide you're not worth their time anymore? What happens then? They walk away. Oh, they don't even skip a beat. They just move on to the next person, the next savior who'll be willing to bend and break for them. And you're left standing there, empty, drained, wondering what the hell just happened. Because you've been giving and giving and giving, and now that you have nothing left, no one's there to give back. No one's there to help you. That's when the curtain falls. That's when the truth hits you like a ton of bricks. You've been played. You've been a pawn in someone else's game. You've been the one who's been used, the one who's been drained, the one who's been stretched too thin. But here's the reality check. You don't have to keep playing their game. You don't have to keep giving everything to everyone and getting nothing in return. You don't have to keep being the one who sacrifices while everyone else takes. You know, it's funny because the world teaches you that you're supposed to put everyone else's needs before your own. It tells you that you should be the one who steps up, who carries the weight, who takes the fall. It tells you that your value is tied to how much you can do for others. But here's the thing, when you do that, when you make everyone else your priority, you lose yourself. You forget who you are. You forget what you need. You forget that you matter too. And you know what happens when you forget about yourself? You become nothing more than a tool. You become an object for people to use and discard. You become a shell of who you were meant to be, just a ghost walking around, trying to please everyone else while your own heart withers away. But no one tells you this, right? No one tells you that the moment you start putting yourself first, the moment you stop bending over backward for everyone else, people will look at you like you're the problem. They'll call you selfish. They'll accuse you of not caring. They'll try to make you feel guilty for not giving more of yourself to them. But here's the truth, and it's hard to swallow. They've never cared about you. Not really. They've cared about what you could give them. They've cared about how much of yourself you could sacrifice. They've cared about how much of you they could take until there was nothing left. And when you've got nothing left, guess what? They move on. But you know what? That's their loss. That's their mistake. You don't have to keep giving. You don't have to keep being their savior. You don't have to keep being the one who gets walked all over. You can choose. You can choose to stop. You can choose to take care of yourself. You can choose to say enough is enough. And when you do that, when you start saying no, when you start choosing yourself over their endless demands, you'll find that the world keeps spinning. People will come and go, sure, but the ones who truly care, the ones who are truly there for you, they'll stick around. The rest, let them go. You don't need them. You never did. You're not here to be a punching bag. You're not here to be used and discarded when they're done with you. You're here to live your own life. You're here to take care of yourself. You're here to stop being the one who always gets used. And when you finally realize that, when you stop playing their game, that's when the real power kicks in. That's when you start taking back control. So ask yourself this: why are you still playing their game? Why are you still giving, still sacrificing, still allowing them to drain you? You don't have to. You can stop at any moment. You just have to choose to do it. The world doesn't want you to stop. It wants you to keep going until there's nothing left. But you don't owe it that. You owe yourself more than that.